Hi, I'd like to introduce you to Miranda Powell, who is an angelic intuitive reader, a Reiki master teacher, and a numerologist. She started Angelic Reiki Light Healing to provide divine guidance for those in need of angelic guidance, readings, and other healing services. Miranda offers holistic healing sessions and instruction that span a variety of healing modalities. She's a lifelong clairvoyant that works with Angelic Realm and is currently traveling the United States offering workshops on many spiritual topics. She currently resides in Northern California, and I've had the absolute pleasure of working with Miranda since February this year and have attended her online workshop and regularly do her guided meditations to help me connect with my higher self and get in the flow. So today's interview is all about sharing with you a little bit about what Miranda does, how she can support you, and also 5 tips to succeed in 2016. It's great to have you all the way from America on the call today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
It's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you, Miranda. We met in February in the 30-day video challenge on Facebook, and I fell in love with you instantly, with your presence online. I could feel the heart that you have, to really help people to be the best version of themselves. And I had the privilege of being, on some of your events that you hold online, and obviously follow the things that you do on Facebook. And, you've got a really beautiful presence about you. But I just want to say thank you, and such a great honor to have you as a friend and a support, I guess, a person that I can go to for support, emotional support, and know that, you've got the tools and strategies to guide me, to help me in situations to manage stress and manage overwhelm and all different things like that. But what do other things, just for the viewers, what sort of other things do people come to you for?
Well, first let me say I'm honored to be able to work with you, and I was honored to meet you during the 30-day video challenge. So thank you for allowing me to be here as well. Well, mostly what people come for me or to me for is usually for hope and guidance. They're in a space or in a place where they're kind of feeling lost, or they're feeling hopeless. And so what I do is I use different techniques and different modalities to help them along and to empower them again, to find, that they can take care of themselves and they can move forward. But I give them the tools to be able to do that. So it's mostly for hope. Sometimes it's for confirmation and validation. Other times it's just for reassurance.
Yeah. So what type of services do you offer? Because I know that you're trained in many things, Miranda. So do you just want to share with the viewers what types of things they can come to you, what sort of services you offer?
Well, I am a clairvoyant, so I work with the Angelic Realm, and I'm basically a lifelong clairvoyant because both my parents have gifts, and so I grew up in that household, and throughout my life I've learned how to tap into all of the abilities that I have, and I've used them to help others. So I work with the Angelic Realm, so I am an angelic intuitive and a clairvoyant. I am a spiritual teacher, so I speak about various topics, and mostly it's because I've learned over the years, again, working with parents that have lived their life in a spiritual way, and then myself living my life in a spiritual way. I'm also a numerologist, so I do readings based on numerology charts, based on your birthday and your name, and I am a Reiki master teacher, so I do sessions and I do classes. Currently, I am traveling, doing workshops that way. I do live workshops in my area, and I also do workshops online. And just recently did my very first retreat. So definitely expanding and trying to touch as many souls as I can to help them along their path.
Well, one of the things that I loved when I came on one of your workshops was learning how to connect with my higher self, and that's been really empowering, but also very comforting
Yeah.
to know that I can do that process now. And I often do your meditations too, and they're so beautiful, so powerful. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
since we've met in February, the the change that I've had in my life and my business has been amazing. And I highly recommend anyone to go to your page and start following your meditations that you offer so beautifully to everybody, and your angel readings that you do, the card readings every week, to make people feel reassured about what's coming ahead, what they can expect, but definitely to do those meditations, because I remember sitting outside one day and I was closing my eyes and I was doing the meditation, and I was saying to myself, I was following your guidance, I'm open to receive. And I had my crystals in my hand that you'd recommended, and I felt a whoosh in my ear and a sound like shh. And I messaged you on Facebook. I said, Miranda, what was that? What is it? And you said to me, that's you becoming more aware that the angels are there and they're trying to communicate with you, and to, and that's when I started again to also listen for those voices, and then I could hear them too. And
Yeah.
it's
It's
amazing.
awareness. That's right. It's when you become aware. And I think that meditation is the key to anything spiritual. And really, meditation opens those doors. So really, you're not doing anything supernatural. Basically, all you're doing is getting in touch with your innate abilities. We all have these abilities. We're just all on different levels. So what meditation does is just open those doors so you can tap into self-healing, self-discovery, self-empowerment, and remembering who you are. And then from there, you grow and you can help other people as well on their path.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of people think, oh, meditation's not for me. But if people just realize, oh my gosh, what it does for you. And there's so many people that say they're so overwhelmed and they're so stressed out and they're so busy. And I'm just like, hell, if you can't give yourself 5 or 10 minutes a day.
That's right. People think you have to sit for hours. Yeah, people think you have to sit there for hours. You need to give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes twice a day, or even 5 minutes once a day is better than not doing it at all. And what happens is when you're doing this, you're just starting to get more clarity, more focus, and you start feeling less stress. Because that's what a lot of problems is, stress. So this is just alleviates stress. It's better than a pill. Why wouldn't you do it? 5 minutes.
Yep. And I mean, I used to do my meditation at lunchtime when I'm sitting down. I've just had my meal. I'm sitting outside on my patio with, out in nature. But now I like to do it in the morning, and it's something that I'll do before I prepare for my day and go out and ground myself, and then do my meditation, which I'm usually going onto Facebook looking for one of your meditations. And preparing myself for the day, because if you really do want a successful day, you have to plan and you have to prepare and know, so if you get yourself in the right frame of mind, which is the most important thing out of everything, is your frame of mind.
Yeah,
and I find too that if things don't go to plan, something happens with the kids or something happens with work or whatever, and I think, oh my gosh, I sit there and I think, imagine how this could have turned out if I hadn't have done that meditation, that grounding, and prepared myself for a successful day. And then I can just sort of put that aside and say, okay, well, that happened. Put that over there. We've dealt with that now, and now we can move on. And if I feel I need to get back to that point to raise my vibration again, I'll go and just do another meditation. Really, you don't have to go and you don't have to go and take a pill, like you said, or go and have a coffee, or go and have a wine, or you have to go and just get back into that place of just calm.
That's right. Everything's within us. We don't have to take external things to make us feel better. If we just look inward, we can fix it. It's very easily fixed. It's just that we have to commit the time. If you can commit the time for 5 minutes to drink a cup of coffee, you can commit the time for 5 minutes to do a meditation. It's very simple. I even suggest people do it before they get out of bed. Set your alarm clock 5 minutes before you need to get up, and laying in bed, just focus on your breathing, or, you know, have some spiritual music going on, something that can just calm you, ground you, and get you ready for your day.
Yeah, and what I've found is not only that does it help you with stress, but it helps you get in the flow, which is what we were talking about before we got on today. And you said, Mel, you're really in your flow. And I said, yeah, a lot of people were saying that to me, and I know it made a big difference in my business this year. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you for the tools that you have taught me, and that it can actually, all your skills can help people manage, not just manage life better, but get into flow in their business, which so many people are struggling with, and are wondering, how do you get into the flow? Because once you get into the flow, your business really starts to take off. And yeah.
I got to tell you, I've lived my life in the flow, and I always follow, you know, certain steps to actually maintain that flow. And my life has been very beautiful and abundant and prosperous and just loving, and I've just been so blessed. But I understood that it was within me to create the life that I wanted for myself, and I took the steps and utilized the spiritual tools to do that. And so that's what I offer, is I offer those same tools to everyone else to help them find their flow.
Well, I'm very excited because I did, Miranda and I had a little chat before this interview, and she's going to do a meditation for you so that you can get in flow and prepare yourself for 2016. So I'm very excited about that. We'll be sharing that with you very shortly. But Miranda, could you just share with our viewers what would be your 5 tips to succeed in 2016? Because there's a lot of you know, there's things that we can put in place right now to have a successful 2016, and we don't want to wait till January to do that.
Yeah.
There's things that we can do right now to put in place and start the motion. So I'd love for you to share your 5 top tips, if you can, to succeed in 2016.
Yeah, I can. Well, let me start out by saying first is that I want to give you what 2016 offers us. I think that if we understand what the energy of 2016 is going to look like, I think that we can better understand the tools or the 5 tips that we can utilize to help us navigate 2016. The first thing to know is that 2016 equals a number 9. That is the single number that it breaks down to. A 9 represents the end of a cycle, or it's a finishing cycle. So you're completing something. So we are tying loose ends up in 2016. So you're going to find that a lot of things are coming to an end at that point. Could be, you know, a job, you might be retiring or switching jobs, selling a home, breaking off a relationship. There's lots of things that endings could be, but understanding that with every ending is a new beginning. So we definitely are allowing new energy to actually move in. But that also, 2016 is the year of humanitarian. So that means basically 2016 is a year of completion, a year of forgiveness, and a year of rest. So all of the crazy things that have been happening in the world lately, it's going to calm down a little bit. So we're also going to see a lot of things ending. All right, so some of the issues that we're seeing. The other things pretty much is that next year is a karmic year. So in numerology, it's a 9-year cycle. So that means everything from 2007 to 2016, you are now paying karma back. So anything that a lesson you haven't learned, or you don't understand, or you haven't gotten yet, you're going to see it manifest itself in 2016, and you're going to have to deal with it. So let's say, for example, you've had money issues from 2007 till now. 2016, you're going to have to deal with those money issues. That means maybe making better investments or paying off debt or whatever needs to happen. But this is where karma comes in, good and bad, or good and challenging. I don't like to say bad, but this is where you can actually pay that karma back. And that's what you're going to see, is a lot of that happening in 2016. This is also a time to finish projects. So any projects you have going on, so you can start 2017 with a clean slate. 2016 is when you're going to finish those projects. So we're going to see a lot of influence of 9 in this time frame. But what you will see, in addition to all of this, is when, and we talked about this earlier actually, is that when people hit rock bottom or they hit a hard challenge, at some point they hit the bottom and they bounce back up. And when they bounce back up, they look for spiritual knowledge or they look for religious. knowledge. So you're going to find a lot of people seeking out their spiritual self, and they're going to be looking for direction, wisdom, and knowledge. So I think that that's what we're going to see a lot in 2016. So knowing what 2016 is kind of bringing on, we're going to jump into the top 5, I guess, tools, spiritual tools that you can use to navigate 2016. And you can actually start those now. So when you enter 2016, you've got that habit down. So the very first thing that I would tell you is meditation. We talked about that just shortly ago, and that is key. I said it before. Meditation is what opens all doors for us. But meditation also gives us clarity and focus. And it helps us remain calm under stressful situations, which we were just talking about earlier, is, you know, after meditation, you seem to be able to handle things much better, and you're not as reactive, instant reactive. You learn to kind of take it in, process it, and then deal with it accordingly. So meditation is going to allow you to stay in that calm place and not stress out so quickly. So meditation is going to be the one that I would tell you as your first tip. Your second tip I would tell you, gratitude. You know, and if that means making a gratitude list, a gratitude calendar, a gratitude journal, and that is everything that's going right in your year and everything that is a challenge in your year. Because remember, those challenges have lessons in them, and we grow from those lessons. So realistically, it's being grateful that those things happen so we could understand better. So keeping a gratitude journal, or just writing, being grateful each and every day, not just in the month of November, you know, when that's the gratitude month, but being grateful every single day of all 2016, you will find that you stay in more of a positive space, and you're able to navigate it so much better. And you'll look at situations as gifts and not as something horrible or as a challenge. Your third, I would tell you, your third tip would be affirmations. Did you know 80% of the thoughts that come through our head are negative? So if we could turn those negative thoughts around into something more positive, why wouldn't we? So when we are going through challenges, going through situations, if we can turn it around by saying an affirmation to ourselves to help us through the day or help us through the week or the month, then we start changing the way we're thinking, our thought process, and that helps us to focus and be more direct in a positive way. And that's also a great tool to use. I'm a big advocate for affirmations because I've used them. They've worked for me. I've seen them work for many, many people. And I really believe in them. So affirmations would be the third tip. The fourth tip I would tell you is raising your vibration. Raising your vibration is a very, very big thing. Now, really, all of the 3 points that I had mentioned before are 3 ways that you can raise your vibration. But in addition to those, eating the right foods, exercising, being out and earthing, getting your feet on the grass or on the soil or on the sand or in the water, and earthing with Mother Earth grounds you, centers you, and puts you in a very good place. Think about when you go to the beach. After a day at the beach and you go home, don't you feel relaxed and wonderful? You do. Let's say you go to a park with a lot of trees. When you come home, don't you feel relaxed and wonderful? Well, that is you actually raising your vibration and cleaning out that auric field, grounding and centering yourself, and feeling amazing. So raising your vibration is going to be a very important piece in everything that you deal with next year. And the very last tip that I would give you is being present or living in the moment. A lot of the stresses that we have, or anxiety or depression that we have, is like the old adage. Depression is living in the past. Anxiety is living in the future. If we can just live in the moment, we can get past those feelings, and we could feel happier because we're creating in that moment. And a lot of people say, well, how do you live in the moment? How do you be present? Well, you're going to do a little bit of work, but it actually you can achieve it. The 2 ways you can do it is when you feel like you're stressing or you're getting depressed, is take some deep breaths. Those deep breaths will recenter you, reground you, and bring you back to the moment because you're focusing on the breath. That's the easiest. The second way would be to stop and use your senses. What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you see? What do you feel? And when you focus on your senses, you become back into the present because you're paying attention to what's happening around you. And when you're doing that, try not to add any interpretation to it. You know, just enjoy what you're seeing, what you're feeling, the experience that you're having. That is your first tip. So out of all of this, I would tell you, if you did these 5 things, you're going to feel calm. Your reflexes are going to be faster. Your mind is going to be more clear. You're going to be able to make decisions much easier than you would ever have. You'll be less reactive in situations. And you'll find that you're going to be more accepting of your own faults and know that you own them. Whatever's going on, you own it, and you're not putting blame. There's no drama. There's no negativity. You find yourself in a really balanced space. So that's what I would leave you all for 2016, the tips that I would give.
Thank you, Miranda. That was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm very excited that you'll be doing that meditation to help us get in the flow.
Yes.
And I just highly recommend that you go and connect with Miranda on Facebook at Angelic Reiki Light Healing. Head over to her website, and we'll put the link up there at the end there. And book in a session with her. Give yourself a beautiful gift for Christmas. You know, we always make sure we've got money to anything that the kids need. We always make sure that there's food in the house and everything for everybody else. But we know that the mum is the core of the family. You know, she's the hub, and you are so important. So please give yourself a gift for Christmas and connect with Miranda, and you will never be the same. Trust me, I know this from experience. So Miranda, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And
thank you. I just want to say, come on over. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I will be posting a beautiful meditation about getting into the flow and what that means to you. So it'll be a 2-part video, but just a little bit gift to you guys to help you kind of navigate through 2016. It's just an additional spiritual tool that you can use to navigate it. And I hope that you'll come over and say hello. I want to thank you so much, Melissa, for having me today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was a real pleasure. And you and your family have a beautiful Christmas, and lots of love to you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.